Hello students, this is our lecture 5th on the unit 1 theory of divisibility. On our today's topic is greatest common divisor. Okay, before going to the definition of greatest common divisor, let's see the definition of what is a divisor is. We know the definition that A divides B. Then in this definition we called A as a divisor, right? A as a divisor of B. So what is meant by the common divisor? Common divisor, we see the definition firstly. Common divisor, if we have, let we take any integer a comma b, be any two integers. If d divides a and d divides b, then D is called as common divisor. That is, the number which divide both A and B is called a common divisor. For example, 2, 4 be any integer. Now what is the divisor of 2? Divisor of 2 are plus minus 1 plus minus 2, because 1 divides 2, minus 1 is also divide 2, 2 divides 2, minus 2 is also divide 2, right? So divisor of 2 are plus minus 1 plus minus 2, and the divisors of 4, which is equals to plus minus 1 plus minus 2 plus minus 4. Divisors mean the numbers which divides 4. So plus 1 divide 4, 1 divides 4, minus 1 divides 4, right? 2 divides 4, minus 2 also divide 4, 4 divides 4, and minus 4 is also divide 4. So divisors of 4 are plus minus 1 plus minus 2 plus minus 4, right? Now what are the common divisors are there? So plus minus 1 are common here, plus minus 2 are common here. So common divisors of 2 and 4, plus minus 1 and plus minus 2, these are the common divisors, right? Now the greatest among this divisor, that is which is the greatest? It is 1, minus 1, 2 and minus 2. So greatest among these divisors is 2. So we call this 2 as a GCD, or greatest common divisor of 2, 4. That is, GCD of 2, 4 is equals to 2. So from this explanation, see what is a GCD is, which is greatest among the common divisors, okay, and which is positive also. So we see the definition of greatest common divisor here. So what this definition says, if we have any two integer a and b, both not 0, okay, then the GCD is the greatest positive integer d, such that d divides a and d divides b. So GCD is the greatest, that is largest positive integer which divides both a and b. So the definition says that it is not both 0. We denote this, we denote GCD of a and b by the round bracket a comma b. Example, 2, 4 be any two integer, and the GCD of this greatest common divisor of 2, 4 is 2, which divide 2 and 4 both, okay. The greatest positive integer which divides 2 and 4 is 2. So GCD of 2, 4 equals to 2, right? What is the GCD of minus 2, 4? Again the divisor of minus 2. See here, divisor of minus 2 are minus 1, 2, plus minus 1 and plus minus 2, right? Divisor of 4 are plus minus 1, plus minus 2, plus minus 4. So the common divisor is plus minus 1 and plus minus 2. And the greatest among that is 2. So again the common divisor which divides both minus 2 and 4 and which is largest among this is 2. Okay. Also the definition says that not both 0. That is, at least one of them is not 0. So if we take the GCD of 0, 2. What is the GCD of 0, 2? We know that the number 0 is divisible by every number. That is, every integer is a divisor of 0. Right? Every integer is a divisor of 0, and the divisor of 2 are plus minus 1 and plus minus 2. So the greatest divisor which divides 0 and 2, greatest positive divisor which divides 0 and 2 both is 2. Okay. So we write here the GCD of 0, 2 equals to 2. Now what happens if both are 0? See, if both are 0, that is A and B both are 0, then the GCD of 0, 0 is infinite. Why? Because every integer is a divisor of 0. So there are no finite divisor which divide both 0, 0. There are infinite divisor which divide 0. Okay. So the GCD of 0, 0 is equals to infinity, and hence we are not interested in this case, and therefore in the definition there is at least one from the integers A and B, at least one is non-zero. Okay. So this is a common definition that we learn in the previous classes. So let's see the definition. Let A and B be integer which are not both 0. Okay, we take any two integers and they are not both 0. That is, at least one of them is non-zero integer. The greatest common divisor of A and B is a positive integer. Okay, so this one is important, that GCD is a positive integer, that is D, such that it satisfies the two conditions. The first one is D divides A and D divide B. That is, the greatest positive integer divides both A and B, and the second condition is C divides A and C divides B implies C divides D. That is if there exists any other divisor which divide both A and B, then that divisor is smaller than D, or we say that that divisor divides D. Okay. We call this GCD is also called as the highest common factor, and we denote it by in the round bracket A comma B. So this is our proper definition that we use in proving the theorem and the results. Okay. So see some more example on the GCD. Example, the GCD of 0, A, where A is any integer. Okay, so what is the cases is here, that A greater than 0 and A lesser than 0. If A is greater than 0, then GCD of 0, A is A, and if A is lesser than 0, it is also A. Why? Because GCD is a positive integer. So the GCD of 0 and the number, whether it is positive or negative, is always that number. Okay, so GCD of 0 comma a is equals to a. Now GCD of 4 comma minus 6, GCD of 4 comma minus 6 equals to, the divisors of 4 are, so we have to find here the divisor which divide both 4 and minus 6, and we have to find the greatest divisor. We have to find the greatest divisor which divide both 4 and minus 6. So the divisors of 4 are plus minus 1, plus minus 2 and plus minus 4, and the divisors of minus 6 are plus minus 1, plus minus 2, plus minus 3 and plus minus 6. Right? So what is the greatest among that is? It is 2, which divides both 4 and minus 6. What is the divisor of 2 comma 3? The divisor of 2 comma 3 is equals to, the common divisor of 2 and 3 is 1, right? So 1 divides 2, 1 divides 3, and which is greatest divisor? So the GCD of 2 comma 3 is 1. Now we see some theorem and results on the greatest common divisor. So our first theorem is on the uniqueness of GCD. So I write it first, the theorem. Uniqueness of GCD. Now we prove the theorem that is about the uniqueness of GCD, which state that the GCD of the integers a and b is unique. Okay, so in proving this theorem, we suppose that there exist two GCDs, x and y, and we show that they are equal. Okay, so to prove that GCD is unique, we suppose that x and y are two GCDs of a and b. Are two GCDs of a and b. So by definition, x divides a and x divides b. Y divides a and y divides b. Also, since x is a GCD of a and b and y is another divisor which divides a and b, so by definition of GCD, we have x divides y and y divide x. This is because the second condition, that if there is any common divisor which divides a and which divides b, then c divides d. Okay, so from this second condition we have, if we assume x is a GCD and y is divisor, then x divides y, and if we assume y is GCD and x, then x is a common divisor, so y divides x. So x divides y and y divides x. This implies x equals to plus minus y. By the result, we know the result that if a divide b and b divide a, then a equals to plus minus b. Okay, we see this in proving the properties of divisibility, right? So we have here x equals to plus minus y, but x is a GCD and hence it is positive. Okay, so therefore x equals to y. Hence the GCD of A and B is unique. Hence the proof. We see the very important theorem on a GCD, that is GCD of A comma B is represented as a linear combination of A and B. So the statement of the theorem is that let we have A and B be any integers, not both 0, then there exist integer x and y such that the GCD of A comma B is equals to xa plus yb. That is, GCD is written as the linear combination of A and B. We quickly see the how to prove this theorem. So to prove that the GCD is in a linear combination, we suppose we start with the theorem that S is the set which is a linear combination of A and B. That is, we take the set S as MA plus NB, that is set of all linear combination of A and B, where MA plus NB is positive because we want the linear combination of A and B is the GCD of A and B. Okay, we have to prove that GCD is written as in a linear combination. So we require that since the GCD is positive, therefore MA plus NB is positive. Okay, where M comma N are integers. So in proving this, so by assuming this set, we firstly show that the set is non-empty. S is non-empty, we have to show firstly. And after showing this, by well ordering principle, we have the set S has a list element, and we suppose D is the list element of S, and then we show that D is a GCD of A comma B. Okay, so in proving this, let's see how to prove. So let's start the proof. So we write in proof, let S be the set of all positive linear combination of A and B. So we consider S is equals to the set MA plus NB such that MA plus NB is greater than 0, comma M comma N belongs to Z. So we consider the set of all linear combination. And the firstly we have to show that this set is non-empty. Okay, so that the set is well defined. Okay, so we first show that S is non-empty. So to show that S is non-empty, we have given that we have to take the element of S. Okay, so we have given that A and B be integers, not both 0. This is a given condition here. Okay, so we let A is non-zero. We take one of them should be non-zero, so we let A is non-zero. So if A is non-zero, then there are cases that A is greater than 0 and A is lesser than 0. So we take first case that for A greater than 0. So when A is greater than 0, we choose M equals to 1 and we write A which is equals to 1 into A plus 0 into B. That is A is equals a can be written as 1 into a. Okay, so this one is equals, this is in the form m into a plus 0 into b. Okay, that is we can write a as a linear combination of m and n, where m is equals to 1 and n equals to 0. Now for the case a lesser than 0, we choose m equals to minus 1 and we write minus a equals to minus 1 into a plus 0 into b. That is, minus a is written as minus 1 into a. Since a is negative, minus a is positive. Okay, this is also written in the form m into a plus 0 into b. So minus a is also written as the linear combination of a and b, where m equals to minus 1 and n equals to 0. Now hence from this two, a is positive because here m is positive, and since a is less than 0, so minus a is greater than 0, and both a and minus a are written as a linear combination. So in both cases a belongs to this set S. Okay, that is we write here, hence one of these two linear combination one into a plus 0 into b and minus 1 into a plus 0 into b must be positive. That is, when a greater than 0, this is positive, and when a less than 0, this is positive. Okay, so at least in one of these cases, these are positive, so this belongs to S, and hence belongs to S. Thus this implies S is non-empty. S is non-empty, so by well ordering principle, S contains, what the well ordering principle says, any non-empty subset of natural number has a least element. Okay, so S is a subset of natural number because it contains only positive integer. Therefore S is a subset of n, that is natural number. Therefore S contains a least element. Hence by well ordering principle we write S contains the least integer. And we suppose this least integer is d. We say it is d. Okay, so we suppose that this least integer is d. That is, d belongs to S and d is least integer. Therefore by definition of S, that is, the elements belongs to S are in the form of the linear combination of MA plus NB, and D is the element of S. Therefore D can be written as the linear combination of A and B, right? So this implies by definition of S, its element, so by definition of S, its element D is must be in a linear combination of A and B. Hence, there exists integer x and y such that d is equals to xa plus yb. We give this as a equation 1. Okay, now we d is in the linear combination of xa, that is in a linear combination of a and b. Now we show that this d is a GCD of a and b. Okay, now we show that d is a GCD of a and b. And just recall the definition of the GCD to show that d is a GCD of a and b. So we recall the definition of GCD, that d is GCD of a and b if d divides a and d divides b, and if there is a c such that c divides a and c divides b, then c divides d. Okay, so we prove this to show that d is a GCD of a and b. We prove that d divides a and d divides b, and we consider c as a divisor of a and b, and we show that c divides d. Okay, firstly we show that we first show that d divides a and d divides b. Okay, so by division algorithm, we have a is equals to q into d plus r, where r is lies between, that is r is greater than equals to 0 and strictly less than d. Okay, this is by division algorithm. If we are taking the division of a by d. Okay, so we write this one. Now we show that here that r is equals to 0 or r is greater than 0. Okay, so for this we can write r as a minus q into d, and from equation 1 d can be written as xa plus yb. See, from equation 1 d is equals to this, so substitute the value of d here, so xa plus yb, which is equals to, now taking the common a here, so it is 1 minus qx into a. Okay, from this terms we take the common a, so 1 minus qx, and again open this minus q with this, so minus, that is plus minus qy into b. Okay, so r is written as the linear combination of, since q is integer, x is integer, so this is m is so this is integer. Okay, 1 minus qx is integer, minus q into y is integer, so r is written as a linear combination of a and b. This implies that r is the element of capital S. Okay, this, we give this as a equation number 2, this as a equation number 3, and from equation 2, from 2 r is greater than 0 or r is equals to 0. Now for r greater than 0, this implies 1 minus qx into a minus qy into b, that is r is a linear combination. This implies from 3 equation 3 implies, for r greater than 0, equation 3 implies r is a linear combination of a and b, and therefore this implies r belongs to S. By definition of S, R is the element of S. Okay, so if R is the element of S and 0 less than equals to R less than D, so from this 2 we have R. From this implies D is not the least element. Least element of S. Okay, because R is smaller than D and R is the element of S, so this implies D is not the least element, but we assume the least element, least integer of S is D. So this is a contradiction here to the given hypothesis. So this is contradiction to the hypothesis that D is least element. Hence, R greater than 0 is not true. Okay, R greater than 0 is not true. So we are taking R not greater than 0. This implies R is equals to 0. And therefore, A is written as Q into D. This implies D divides A because Q is an integer. So D divides A. Similarly, we can show D divides B. Implies D is a common divisor of A and B. So D divides A, D divides B implies D is a common divisor of A and B. That is, D divides A and D divides B. This is the first condition that we are proving here. Okay. Now we let C be any divisor, C be common divisor of A and B. Of A and B. That is, C divides A and C divides B. Therefore, from this we can write C divides AX plus BY. Since we know that, this is from the theorem that we know the result that if C divides A, C divides B, then C divides the combination of A and B. We see this property in the theory of divisibility. Okay, so from this property, C divides AX plus BY. This implies C divides D. Okay, because here X and Y are any integer and we choose them so that it is equals to D. Okay, because C divides any linear combination of A and B, so C divides D, and hence from 4 and noting above, we have D is equals to the GCD of A comma B. That is, A comma B is written as a linear combination of A and B. Okay, hence the proof.